Good afternoon, teacher. My name is Alfonso Rojas Correa. Today we are going to do a little interview about the knowledge or about the communication in this important process of learning in course pedagogical experience one. Today I'm going to ask some question about the pedagogy in didactic programs. So, well, first question: what cognitive approach or strategy do you use to learn as a professional and has to great contribution to your learning? Okay, thanks, teacher. Well, teacher Jairo Gutierrez, I have other question for this important process. How do you apply these techniques, strategy, and approach in your professional work, academic, and social lives?
Okay, but it's interesting the teacher. The role of us is help students in any way that motivate them to work with with this language. In this case, English. English, for example, as a language, is created by the individual, often through trial and error. The fluency in acceptable language, English in this case, is the primary goal. Accuracy is judged not in the abstract but in context, the local context. Keep in mind, in according to the student are expected to interact with other people, either in the flesh, through pairing group work, or in their writing. The teacher cannot know exactly what language, in this case like English, the student will use. The another situation, as a matter of fact, the intrinsic motivation will spring from an interest in what is being communicated by the language, English all the time, and the using English in your language is important for any teacher. That interaction teacher student is important, and all the time must be in English. What for? For achieving the total English immersion.
Okay, teacher, thank you. Well, I would like to add some advice. It's important contribution about the motivation because well, some students don't have the enough motivation learn a specific language. So I think that is the most important thing is the motivation and the interaction with the tutor. Okay, teacher, the teacher there, Jairo Gutierrez. Well, I'm going to continue with the third question. What do you think of guidelines, regulation, laws, and strategies used in your community for the teaching English to the students?
Okay, first of all, the primary role of us is to create situation. I wish, for example, to create real situation in which the student is most suggestible, and then to present linguistic material in a way most likely to encourage positive reception and retention by them. I can I can say, for example, at least several expected roles in topic to contribute to foster first skill inside a classroom as a didactic and pedagogical approach or method. For example, it's important for teacher and students show actually confident in the method inside the classroom. Display fastidious content, manners, and tracks. Organized properly and strictly observe the initial state of the teaching process. For example, this includes choice and play of music, using it in the video, audio video, microwave, website, requests, blotters, as well as punctuality to foster grammar, vocabulary, and so easy structures, input and output structure to foster the first skill. Maintain a excellent attitude toward the session, and especially teacher all the time must be speaking in English to achieve the English total immersion.
Oh, okay, teacher. Well, I have other point of view of this topic because I think that it's too boring to study in a classroom in front of the teacher that he only speed all the time in the classroom. But how you can say it's important to use different technicals or tips. For example, CD, YouTube, videos. So it's important your opinion, teacher, about these topics. Thanks. Well, I'm going to continue with the fourth question. What strategy and teaching methods do you use to teach your student and teaching that's meaningful to them?
For example, I always fostering the first skills. The first skill, for example, is important is speaking and reading, speaking and listening, comprehension activities in a teamwork, and individual action in an individual way inside the class. But on the other hand, it's important for teacher create a content for language teaching. For example, multimedia teaching creates a content for language teaching. For example, this method makes the class lively and interesting, as well as optimizing the organization of the class. For example, the multimedia has its own feature, such as visibility and livening the class. During the process of the multimedia English teaching, sounds and picture can be set together with enhanced initiative of both teacher and student. When using multimedia software, for example, from internet, from any website or websites, a teacher can use picture and image to enrich the content of classes and also imagine different contents in the process of producing teaching courseware, the course material for fostering the first skill, vocabulary, grammar, input, output, structure. In so doing, a student in the class can use multimedia to understand the class in a clear way. throughout the whole interactive process is apparent that using multimedia in ELT, for example, English language teaching is ineffective in nurturing students' interest in learning English as well as enhancing the teacher interest in English teaching.
Okay, teacher, thanks for your answer. Well, let's I have an example in this question. For example, in the community of Santa Rosa Lima School in Monteria, there are students with physical, motor, and cognitive disabilities. Which strategies and teaching methods do you use to teach a class for these special students?
Okay, but the cognitive people generally agree that cognitive strategies are behaviors, techniques, or action used by a student to operate directly on common information, manipulating, getting ways that enhance learning. But for me, there are so many different strategies are closely linked to language skill. More specifically, there are cluster of learning strategy for each language skill. For example, for me, the reading comprehension strategies that have consistently been advocated as playing an important part in the reading comprehension include making prediction about the likelihood of a test, clarifying, guessing, questioning, and summarizing. The choice from this cognitive strategy depends on the demand of the reading task, among many other factors. Over and above, the student should employ a variety of strategy to comprehend what he should read on condition that these strategies should support and complete each other. In so doing, it's important for us to establish and they use one time more the reading comprehension strategy. Yes, our writing material depend on the cognitive disability of each one.
Okay, teacher. Thanks for your answer for this. For your answer for this question, I think that I agree with you because it depends of the cognitive disability. Because well, for example, some certain students have problem with the reading, and have a problem with the learn some kind of topics. So it depends. We need to study the cognitive disability for doing a curriculum or a special material for this disability cognitive people. Well, teacher Jairo Gutierrez, tutor for tutor for this group. My name was Alfonso Rojas Correa. Thanks for your attention, teacher. Have a good day.
Same to you. Same to you, and you're welcome. Bye bye.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Okay, bye bye.